Hey guys, what's up? Good morning. Today we have extreme lighting. It's a really good day here in Ireland. Very, very strange for it to be as sunny here in Ireland, but yeah, great day. Got the sun coming in. So today we have professional natural lighting. Well, it's not that good though, because you kind of see the reflection um, of the curtains on my face. But anyway, let's dig into it. So let's see what we have from yesterday. Okay, let's go.
And let's see what we have. So we want this, okay, and we have this right now, okay. Right now it doesn't really look like much, like anything at all. We're gonna just add this border to make things clearer. Not the border, the background. Sorry. We're gonna take the color picker, and we're going to okay, yeah, we're gonna pick okay, choose from page. I'm just gonna pick this color over here, this light blue, and it's a bit of a gradient. It's actually an image. You can see like it's got lines here. It's actually a preset image. We're not gonna get that image. We're just gonna add that background color to our document, just so you can see it better. Okay, so in the challenge container, we're gonna go here and we're gonna say background color, and I'm just gonna paste that in. Okay, like a bluish color, and you can see that now it's just a bit of a better color. If we refresh, okay, there you go. Okay, this is obviously transparent. We didn't give a background color to these elements. We can do that, so it's all fine. Getting that Windows update message. Okay, cool. So let's go back to what we got. Let's see what we're going to work on now. We're going to get these icons set in for this navigation bar. Okay, so for that we need this color. Alright, so we're going to close this photo, go to ColorZilla, page color picker, and we're just going to choose this color over here. Alright, and we're going to go to that div, which is, so we have the sidebar menu here, the chapter 10, we have the sidebar menu, which is the first one, that's the one we want. So we're going to go here, I'm going to say background color, and paste that in. I'm just going to check that the sound is working, yeah, because this is a new microphone, and I'm not sure if everything's working correctly, but it is, which is good. Okay, so we have that color now, and we're just going to go in and find the icons we need. So we need user icon. I'm going to go to Font Awesome over here, fontawesome.com icons. I just have the bookmark there so it's quick. So let's say profile, or let's do that again. Okay, okay, it's going to give us a profile image. We want just a user. Okay, so we're going to get this one, click it, and put it into our sidebar menu, like so. Okay, and now we need music icon. Okay, so we're literally just going to say music up here, like so, music. Take this one, this is kind of the one we want, really similar. We're going to paste it in here. We're going to go back to our design, and we're going to get the image icon. Okay, so we're going to do the same here. We're going to go to image. This one's perfect. Copy it, paste it in, save it. Okay, so now we have three icons here. We need the video icon as well. So let's go over here. Let's type video. And which one do we want? Maybe it's film. This one, film simple. Okay, this is kind of the thing we want, right? Yeah, that's the thing we want. There we go. Film. Alright, copy that in, paste it in. It's going to do the same with basketball. I think that's like a basketball, right? Let's see if we can find that here in Font Awesome. Basketball. Perfect, that's the one we want, yep. Okay, copy it in. It's very strange to find all the icons you need in Font Awesome, which is great today, and settings. Okay, cool. Alright, we done settings. Now we can just display flex them and get them. This is the slider up. This is the one we want. Okay. And now, yeah, that one here, and paste it in. The light's kind of dimmed now, so you're probably gonna see my face a bit duller. There's a lot of clouds here in Ireland, so the sun comes and goes. It just rains randomly. The sun comes out in the middle of the day, and then it just starts pouring down. It's crazy weather here, but it is what it is. Definitely entertaining weather. Okay, cool. So we should have them all here. We need to save this just to make sure that we do have them all. Refresh this. Here we have the basketball film. We should have the film there as well. Why can't we see the film? Is it because slider up? Let's see. Maybe we used the one of the pro icons. So let's say film. Yeah, I think we use one of the pro icons. That's why we can't see it. So let's just use this one. Okay, it's close enough. We're gonna substitute it for this one. Careful when you do use font awesome icons that you press that free button over here, the free, because otherwise you can't get certain icons. Okay, so here, this one's free basketball. Yeah, we got the basketball one, and which one's the other one? Sliders up, right? So I'm gonna go to settings like this. Sliders. I'm gonna say sliders, and I'm gonna go to free. And these are the only ones we can actually get. Okay, that's why we couldn't see the other ones on the screen, because they're not free. Okay, so we need to get like an actual font awesome account. I might get it in the future, because if I'm making these videos, actually no, because then it will go against me being able to show you and you guys being able to follow my videos, right? So I want to make things as accessible as possible to you guys too, right? So anyway, we've got all the icons we need now. We should see them all appear on the screen. Yep, here they all are. And we're just going to display flex column. Okay, so we're going to go to sidebar menu over here. We're just going to say display flex, justify content center, align item center, and flex direction, column. Okay, so now we have them all here, right? And now what we need to do is give them, instead of saying justify content center, we're going to say justify content space between, sorry, and that's going to push everything to the end, but we don't need it to space between. Okay, I think we're actually going to add a container to all of these divs, okay, because we want this container actually to have a width of 80%. Alright, so and I'm going to explain to you why. And we're going to do justify, so this container, this div, so we're going to say sidebar menu div here. So we're going to say sidebar menu div. This div is going to have a height of 80% and a width of 100%. Okay. Alright, and this is going to allow us to, and this display flex, okay, we don't need the flex direction because there's only one element that this one is doing a display flex for, so we should now, so let's just give this border 1 pixel solid white. Alright, let's see what that looks like. Okay, so here is our div, right? And now we see these elements up here because we need to display them flex actually inside the element that they're in now, okay, inside this div. So to do that, we're just going to copy all of this display flex. We're going to add it to the sidebar menu div, this one up here, okay. And we're just going to say flex direction column. Alright, and now the items should look, say, center like this. And okay, so now the items are displayed properly, right? And we can play with this up here, basically this spacing up here. Well, we're having that div, right? We're gonna make these icons a bit bigger now. So we're gonna go sidebar menu icon, right? So sidebar menu icon, and here we're gonna say font size. We're gonna say 3 rem. Okay, see what that looks like. Maybe it's a bit too big, but we can yeah, it's a bit too big. So we're going to say 2 rem. Alright, see what that looks like. Is that the right size? Maybe, I would say 1.5 rem. Okay, let's see what that looks like. And that to me looks better. We just need to make this bar maybe a little bit thinner. Actually, this sidebar menu has a width of 8 rem. Let's give it a width of 7 rem. And that, yeah, that looks closer to the original to me. Maybe we do need to make these icons just a little bit bigger. Let's leave it at that. Okay, I'm satisfied for now. Okay, we can play around with it later on. We're going to delete this white border, this ugly white border. Okay, you can see that. Get rid of that. And this looks decent now. Okay, cool. So now let's focus on actually styling these elements here and making them look as close as possible to the original. We're going to get the Poppins text, alright, so we're going to go to Google Fonts, like so. I'm going to go here, I'm actually going to bookmark this, okay, so I can access it faster next time. Yep, so that, Google Fonts, cool. And we go to Poppins, like so. And if you want to check actually what the text looks like, you can type something here and we can just say settings, because that's what we're looking for, right? Or we just put it in caps, settings, and see if it looks close to the original. I'm not going to do too much searching here. Obviously it doesn't look exactly like the original, but I mean, you can always scroll down and find something that's more exact, or that fits the styling better. Maybe it's a kind of sans serif or something like that. Maybe if we check sans serif, we can find something close. So I don't want to waste time like looking through these, because you can literally spend hours and hours and hours just checking. So we're gonna go sans serif. I think that one comes by default. Yeah, we don't want that. Let's just do Poppins. Okay, and done. Alright, we're gonna go here. You can just say download family. Or you can, which is what I do, select the actual ones you want. So I always go for, I'd never go for the italics, I just go for thin 100, extra light 200, light, regular, medium, semi-bold, bold, and extra bold. Okay, you can go for black as well, but I think, yeah, that's enough. And down here you can see the link to what you need to copy, which is this one here. Okay, you copy that, go back to your document, you go back to the HTML, copy it. I normally copy it above the style sheet, so save that. And now you can use these CSS rules. Okay, you can just pop this into the HTML if you want it for the whole document. Okay, which we do. Okay, we just pop it in here, and we have our style for the text now. Okay, the text has changed. Right, cool. So we're going to make this settings actually thinner, because it does need to be thinner. And to do that, we're just going to go to where that is, right? And it is up here, no display area, settings, which is in header title. So we need to go to header title. Let's scroll to header title over here, okay? And header title, yeah, let's say the H1. There's only one H1, so we can just say header title, H1, okay. And we can go here and say font size, or font weight. The size I think is fine. I'm going to say font weight, actually we have to switch that to font weight, let's say 200, it's quite light, okay, cool. And we're just going to make it bigger, okay. And for that, we are going to increase size to, so font size, let's just put it onto this. So I just like to put the font size on top, just personal thing. So font size, I'm going to say 1.5 ARIA, okay. Let's see what it looks like. Does that look good? That's way too tiny. Let's say 3 REM, we need double at least. Okay. That's good, I'm satisfied with that for now. We're going to give this a background, so we're going to give all of this header background white, and display area in general we're just going to say background white, okay, so we can say here background color white, right, and that's going to give a nice white background color to everything, cool. Yeah, we're going to make this border, I think, a little bit bigger, so we are. I think the problem is this is just too high. We just gave too much height to this square here. So the display area is going to have a height of 150. Okay, and we're just going to keep the width. We're going to make it square. Okay, like so. Right, that seems close to the original to me. And we're going to make this actually a bit bigger. So the header area has a height of 25%. Okay, yeah. And then the header title has a height of 40%. We're going to give it a height of 45%. We're going to give the header nav a height of 55%. Okay, so it adds up to a total of 100. Right, and that's, I think, closer to the original to me. That looks better. We're going to go to the header title, and we're going to say padding 0. I'm not sure. Maybe, because if you notice, we have a little bit of space here, and I said justify content, space between, so it shouldn't have that extra spacing, but it might be because of, so we said header, here we said header, justify content, so it's justify content center, and it's not center, it's, yeah, that's for the header, but for the header title, we said justify content center, and it's not that, is it? It's justify content, yeah, it's center, because that's the horizontal alignment, and then we said flex center for the vertical alignment. Okay, cool. But inside here, we have the header title, yes, okay. Let's just give a border to this, because maybe the header title needs a height. No, we give it a border to this, that's the purple one, right, so that's the purple one here. So inside here, we have an issue with the padding, right, because there's a little bit of padding here, and I do not want that. Okay, I want it to be stuck to the ground, right, so for this H1, we're going to say padding 0, and margin 0, which it should have, because we gave that to the document, but yeah, I'm not sure. We're going to give this a border then, to see what we have. Border of 1 pixel, solid black. So it reaches, it does reach that border there. Yeah, so the padding is actually inside here, and could we force padding bottom? Padding bottom 0, then bottom, maybe. Would that work? It won't work. Okay, so what we're going to do, because we can't get that extra padding, right, we're literally just going to say that these two heights for the header title and the nav are going to be the same. Okay, and that way we at least get that settings where we want it to be, or to a closer position regarding where we want it to be. All right, nice. And now we're going to style these links down here. For that, we're just going to go to here. We're going to get this. We're going to try and get that sort of grey. We're not going to focus too much on the grey color. We're just going to give it a grey color. Okay, we don't need the exact grey color. So for the header nav, the header ULs and the header LIs, right? So these LIs are going to have font color. So just color. We don't say font color. Just the color of grey. Okay, and we can adjust it to get the grey we want. Okay, but I think that's good enough. We're going to take these borders off because they look a bit ugly. I'm going to give it a font size of 1.5 rem. Okay, see what that looks like. 1.5 rem, nice. Okay, and that's way too big. Okay, we're just going to go to 1 rem, and that's way too small. So we're going to go to 12 pixel, 1.2 rem, and that for me is good enough. Okay, cool. Yeah, and we're going to give this first sync, okay, so it's the 1, 2, 3, 4th LI, a color of blue and a border bottom as well. We're going to give it, as you see, there's padding right between the elements. So to do that, we can expand the actual LIs to 100% of the height of the UL. Okay, so if we go back and give these border, so we say border 1 pixel, solid black, like so. Okay, if we do this, right, we can go back to these LIs and see the border, right? We need to give this border as much space as we can. So we're going to say height 100, height 100%. Like so. Okay, and you're going to see the borders expand now, or not, because the UL isn't height 100%. So let's say height 100%. Like so. Okay, here now, you'll see them expand. The problem that we have now is we can't place these vertically. So I'm going to check if we can do that. So align items vertical inside li. To make vertical line middle work, you need to use display table for your UL elements and display cell for li elements, and then you can use vertical line middle. Okay, so let's try this. Let's try and add display cell. We need to give display table, right? I'm not sure we're going to be able to do that. We're just going to be able to add display table cell here. Let's try that though. And let's go to now vertical line middle. Okay. Let's see if we can get that to work. I'm not too confident with this approach. If we get it to work, then wonderful, but no. Too good to be true. Alright, so we could try display table for the nav. Okay, let's try this. So let's say display table. It's probably better in this case to use display grid approach. I think it is better. So display grid, and we're going to say that let's see what this looks like. Okay, display grid. We have to give it a grid template, right? So grid template columns. We're going to say 1 fr, 1 fr, 1 fr, 1 fr, 1 fr. So we've got 5, and that should place them horizontally. Cool. Yeah, and now we need to know how to center elements inside of grid, right? So how to center element inside grid cell. Okay. Justify content property and set it to center. Okay, so if we go to justify content here now, you just say justify content center, and we should get central alignment. We did not get that. Okay. How to center CSS with CSS grid, centering CSS grid, Stack Overflow. Let's go to Stack Overflow. That's what we get. All right. Grid template rows. Yeah, we got that. Grid gap 0. We can do that too, but not just now. Display grid. But still, it's not what we want, is it? Because we want literally the each text to occupy a certain amount of space. Okay, but I still want to make it accessible using UIs and LIs, right? So the problem when we have let's try display table. The problem with this, I think it's gonna be similar to display grid, where it's gonna give us like display table. I've never used display table first time, by the way. So we're just gonna experiment and see what we get. Okay. Okay. Display table. Yeah. But yeah. So here the problem is. Oh wait, we didn't make the display table properly here. Here the problem is that. Okay. Okay. Hey, this is what we want. This is what we want. Okay. So how can we center them? So display table horizontal line, like so. How to center horizontal display table? Okay. Height display row, height vertical line. Okay. Let's go. Maybe align text center. We can just say here. Let's try that. So under vertical line, say line text align. So text align center. Would that give us that horizontal alignment we want? It will. Bam. Okay, and there we got it. We got what we want. Okay, we got the result we want. So now, after this investigation, that's cool that we found out how to do it though. We're gonna give these So we're going to take the borders off, right? And we're just going to give this sink a blue color and a blue bottom border. Okay, so take the border off each of the eyes. Now it will look better. Okay, and take the border also of this green one. Let's see what here, and also that'll be it. Okay. Yeah, we've got that purple. That's the black one for the whole thing. Okay, cool. So now we're gonna get this sink over here, which is the fourth li. So we're gonna go to display body ULI. So we can do something here. So display body. This you would do with JavaScript, but just for the design, just to copy the design, we can do it this way. All right. And we're not using JavaScript, so that's for another for future videos. Okay, so the fourth child of the LIs, right? A display body. We need to copy this properly. So display body, and we're going to say color blue and border bottom 1 pixel solid blue as well. Okay. So let's try this. See if it works properly. And we chose the wrong one. Okay, we went to the display body ULI, which is not what we want. Okay, so let's just copy this. We'll cut this. Okay, and let's go up to what we actually want, which is table cell this li. Okay, so let's just copy this down here and copy the header nav. All right, and now save this. We should get what we want. There we go. Okay. We're going to take this border off because this part is styled now. So we're going to take this ugly blue part of the border off. Okay, and we're going to see what it looks like. And this header title, ugly part of the border off too. Alright, and let's see what we got. Okay, that looks close. That looks close to the original. Okay, let's make this burger menu also grey. Okay, so we can go to header title over here in the I tag. Yeah, we got it here. We can say that the color should be the same as the color of this text. Okay, copy this. I'm going to take this pen off, and we're going to go to this I. We're going to paste it in. All right, and I'm going to say font size 2.7. Okay, it's just a little bit smaller, and it's a little bit closer to the original. Okay, we don't have the. So I think these were actually made with a div. Okay, so it's 3 divs inside a div basically, and they just gave them a bit of spacing and a color. That's what they did here, and they made it into a button. Okay, we just copied the hamburger, okay, from Font Awesome, and that was it. Okay, so we've styled this part now. Cool. And if you notice, this part here actually has a bit of a different color. So we're gonna try and grab that color and give it to that container. All right, so we're gonna go here. Okay, color picker. Yep. Pick from page. Perfect. Okay, so we are seeing the separation here. And this is the color we want. Okay, so now we have to go into the nav. We've styled this. We've styled this, and we've styled this. So we're done with the header. Now we need to go to the display body. Okay, so we're going to give the display body that color. So we're going to go to display body, which is down here. Display body, and we're going to say background color. This one. Right, and now you're going to see we have a little bit of a separation in color here. Okay, it's very, very subtle, okay, but that's what good design is, subtle. And yeah, let's style these out. Okay, let's style these out a little bit. So we need to make these icons bigger, obviously. Okay, so we're gonna go. We're gonna style everything in bulk. Okay, so we're gonna go to display body. All right, over here. We're gonna go to the allies. Yeah, and inside the allies we have we selected one specific I tag here, which is, remember, that was to put this one to the end. Okay. To style this one, we can actually just say here font size to Oreo. See where that takes us. That might be enough. I think that size is enough. Let's go back to it at a time. That size is enough, yeah. And we can actually give it that color of blue. Alright, so we can come here to the color picker, right, over here, and let's see if we can select, we can, bam, that's good. Our color picker is on point today. Alright, so we can just say take the border off, okay, that's a likely border, and we can say color, and this one. Okay, now if we go back, we can see that our color has changed to a nice little light blue. Okay, cool. So now let's continue. Let's continue. Let's go back, and we need. We can add these ones also, these sort of grey buttons after, so that we don't see them checked. We need this Google Drive to be bigger. Okay, this Google Drive icon to be bigger, noticeably bigger. So we're going to say that the display UL iTag, we could just generally style. No, we're going to go to the first element, okay, which is an iTag, right? And we're going to delete this, okay, and we're just going to give it a font size. So this is basically selecting the first the sort of logo icon, okay, and we need to give this quite a bit of a punchy size. Alright, this is quite big. Actually, I think it's going to be the same size as this, to be honest. And yeah, it needs to be a little bit smaller. So what did we say here? We said 2 REM as well. Yeah. Okay, so 2 REM. We can actually just do this for all the LIs, I think, but just in case we need a different styling, we're going to separate them. Alright, cool. That's good enough for me. We're going to make this Google Drive a little bit bigger. We're going to give a bit of separation also, and we're going to make the padding on this bigger as well. Okay, so yeah, let's see how we're going to approach that. Google Drive has to be bigger, definitely, and the text has a kind of greyish color, I think, as well. So it has like it doesn't have a like completely black color. So what we can do for that is we can literally just say, let's go into the div here, right? So the color, or just the display body color, because that's gonna, well, no, because that's gonna affect also the icons. We don't want that. Okay, so we're gonna go in specifically into display body p tag. Okay, that's how we're gonna approach this. So in between here, because it is in between these two iTags, we're going to say display body p tag, and we're going to say watch time. I need to get going soon. We need to say color gray. Okay, cool. I'm going to give it a bit of a dark gray. Okay, closer to black. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so kind of like this kind of thing. Alright, let's see if that works well. Yeah, sure, that's cool. We're going to give that Google Drive a bit of a bigger color, so we're going to say display body p tag nth child. But it's inside the div, so display body div. Okay, let's just make div here. This is for the general p. It could work. It can work for. It works for all of them. For all the p's inside here. Okay, inside display body, right? But let's just be specific. Div, yeah. P tag and child 1. So that's the first p tag. Okay. We can say font size. No, 1.2 already. Okay, that's 12 pixels. Let's see what that looks like. I'm satisfied with that. Yeah. And the other text is going to be smaller. Okay, so we need to give it. Copy this and say p tag number 2. Okay, which is selecting this one here. Okay, but this text, this is going to be smaller. It's just going to have a 10 pixels. Going to be okay. It'll be a bit smaller. Alright, and that seems fine for now. Okay, so we're going to add some right padding to this, to these icons. Okay, so it pushes the text to the right. So we're going to go to this first iTag, which is this one. We're selecting this one here. So inside the LI, it's the nth child, first nth child of the iTags. Okay, so this is the I first, the nth child first, nth child second, nth child third. Okay, and we're specifically telling it that it's an iTag, right? And the font size, actually the padding right for this, padding right, okay, padding right is going to be 1.5 REM, let's say. Let's see if that looks good. Let's see. Not this. Okay, that looks, I think that looks decent. That looks pretty decent. That looks fine for me. Yeah, I'm satisfied with that. We're going to also, do we need to give any extra padding anywhere? I don't think we do. Okay, so now we're just going to add some margin between these boxes. Okay, alright, so we're going to say that between the boxes, so between the ULs, right? ULs over here, we need a bit of a margin, so we're going to say margin, margin top and bottom, which is the first one, is going to be 1.5 REM, okay, and left and right is going to be 0. Alright, so see what that looks like. That did absolutely nothing. Okay. I think we need to get this closer to the end. So the width of these has to be a little bit wider. Let's say 85% here, or 80%. Oh, that's the height. Wait, sorry. That's the height. Width for display body. We said width 100% in relation to. Isn't this the display body? Ah, okay, so the UL is width 80%, let's say width 85%, maybe. That will make things better. Yeah, so we're going to have to increase the width there a little bit. We're going to have to say 90%, I think, yeah. And everything's going to have that margin of 90%, yeah. I think that's going to be best. And that allows the text to not have to overflow. And another thing we might have to do is actually we might have to add a div around all of these, because I'm going to tell you why. We want a perfect alignment here, okay, and we don't have that. Alright, we have like this sort of jittery, and we don't want that. So what we're going to do here is around these eye icons, okay, which can be a bit of a nuisance because we have to go into them and do this, okay, put everything aside. We're just going to do this, okay, so we'll copy all of these divs, okay, and pop them on. This is part of the CSS process. Sometimes you don't get things as you want to and you have to go back, okay, so this happens, right? It's good that you also learn how to do and go through this process, because it's the reality, basically, of how things are done, right? So we're going to put this in this div, copy this one here, put it in the div, so cut it, paste it in, cut it, and paste it in. Okay, do the same here, over here, so cut it, paste it in, and cut it and paste it in. Okay, cut it and paste it in. Nice, save it. And okay, now we've got that. Now what we're going to do is just give this div okay, so we're going to give this first div, we should have given it a class, but we haven't, okay, and we're not going to do it anymore. Might get a little bit, I hope it doesn't get confusing, okay, hope it doesn't get confusing. If it does, I'll try to be as clear as possible with everything I do, okay, so you can follow. It's all good. And right, so now the approach we're going to take is we're going to go to display body, which is up here, good, and we're going to select this div and then the I tag. Alright, so over here we did the same with the p tags, okay, and we're going to go and say display body div I tag, sorry, display body div 1 nth child 1, okay, nth child 1. That's going to be the first div. Okay, we could give it a class as well to not have to do this. Okay, so you choose what you want to do. I'm just doing it like this because I can't be asked to change the classes all of the divs, to be honest. So I'm just going to select them in this way. So inside display body, right? Get me the div that's so okay. Let's be more specific. Inside display body ULLI. Get me the div that's in child one, basically, right? And let's give this width of 20%, which could be too wide. Okay, height of 100%, height of 100%, and a border of 1 pixel solid black. Okay, like so. All right, and okay, now we have that. You see, we have that clear alignment. Now the problem is these aren't lights in the center, but we can simply just do that by okay, now we can see the border there, cool. We can simply just do that by saying display flex, justify content. We want it to be at the start, flex start, and align item center, like so. Okay, and you'll see that everything gets placed where we want it. Alright, and we obviously need to make this a bit smaller. Okay, so we can say 10, see what that looks like, and that for me is satisfying. Right, I'm satisfied with that. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Okay, we could just place it in the center. We could just say justify content instead of flex start center, so that we have like an even alignment between the different logos. And yeah, I'm not sure why this last one isn't getting centered. Because we have the margin. Do you remember we added the margin to the I tags? This padding right. Okay, just delete this, and then everything should be centered fine. Okay, bam. Alright, that's good center. Cool. And yeah, I'm happy with this. Now. Now all we need to do is just add a bit of padding or a bit of a margin on each of the li tags. Okay, and so if we start deleting borders, right, so we can see things looking good. Delete this border too. Over here. Save that. Okay, and I'm going to delete that other one too. This brown one. Okay, we'll delete this one from display body as well. Okay, alright. Now we can just add a bit of separation between these elements. Okay, and to do that, we're just going to add a margin top bottom to all of the LIs. So we're just going to say here margin. If I can write it, margin top bottom is going to be 2 rem, and left and right is going to be 0. Okay, so and let's see what it does. It spaces them out, you see, and we can just do maybe 1.5. Alright, and bam, we have a nice spacing here, and we're going to take that border off from the top as well, and we have a pretty good thing going, I think, by now. Right, so in the next video, I will finish with the styling off, okay, to make some finishing touches and some finishing tweaks. Alright, to make this look really, really good. And yeah, but I think we've got quite a good thing going. I'm going to take that border off here as well. What's this? This border here. Okay. We've got a pretty close match, okay, to what we have. We obviously don't have the right icons, but you can that's just a matter of downloading it, and that's really it. Okay, so yeah, so this is what we got. I hope you found this video helpful. Next video we'll finish everything off, okay, and yeah, we'll add this little button down here as well, this X button, and we'll make these tags. We'll make this one. We'll make these hoverable, so that when you hover over them, you can see like a brighter color appearing, right? So to make them sort of clickable and to sort of let you know what you're hovering over. That's really easy to do, and yeah, that's what we'll focus on next class. And I hope you enjoyed this, learned something. And as I always say, stay strong.
Stay strong and keep coding. See you in the next one. Bye.